guys, welcome back to the channel where I cover missing persons, unsolved cases, crime news, and more. Well, I made a records request, a FOIA request to the Marion County Sheriff's Office last week for the arrest affidavit and anything else available in the case of Caden Speight. And this morning I got an email with a file I could download. So I do have the arrest affidavit, and they did send me some sort of video that I'm having trouble opening, and I'm thinking it's the Walmart cam video that, you know, their camera's there. That's what it sounds like because I can hear it, but I'm missing some sort of update, I guess, in my video for that. But I'm going to see if I can decipher that, if it's anything of interest for us to see. But we have the arrest affidavit, so I'm going to go over that. Here is the arrest affidavit for Caden Speight. Remember, he was finally arrested for his lying, his hoax. I don't know if you guys are seeing on the thumbnail, there's a photo of him after he was arrested. Well, going to be arrested, rather. He's walking with crutches because remember, he shot himself. Yeah, real smart. So again, the report date looks like September 25th, 2025, 8:05 p.m. And this is when the occurred dates are right here. August 25th, 1609 to August 25th, 2013. Obviously, there's the case number and all that sort of stuff. And where the incident happened in Marion County, the Southwest Highway 484 and Southwest 128th Avenue in Dunellen. And then here is the suspect, Caden Speight. His full name is Caden Rex Speight. He's 6 foot, 150 pounds, and he's 17. And it looks like his date of birth is 4/28. So he will be 18 next year. So I suppose it's possible he's a junior in high school. But again, either way, he's 17. He should know better to do this kind of garbage. So let's see here. And there's his charge. His first charge here is charge level is a misdemeanor, making a false report. And then you've also got a felony for obstructing justice. These are all one counts, looks like. And there's another one, felony for a weapon offense, and then another misdemeanor for a weapon defense. So here's the probable cause. Before me, the undersigned authority personally appeared J. Williams, who, being duly sworn, alleges on information and belief that on the 25th day of September 2025 in Marion County, Florida, the defendant did commit the offense of presenting false evidence, shooting into a conveyance, unlawful possession of a firearm under 18, and making a false report, to wit. On September 25th, 2025, as the on-call robbery homicide detective, I was contacted by Sergeant Sheely about a possible kidnapping which occurred near the intersection of Southwest Highway 484 and Southwest 128th Avenue in Dunellen, Florida. The potential victim, juvenile suspect Caden Rex Speight, was possibly shot. Upon my arrival, I observed a gray Chevy pickup truck bearing the Florida tag VD 1719 just north of Highway 484 off the right shoulder on Southwest 128th Avenue. The vehicle had what appeared to be a bullet hole going into the driver's side windshield and appeared to have hit the driver's seat headrest. There appeared to be one shell casing in front of the vehicle. Yeah, that's would be odd, right? If it hit the driver's seat headrest, I think he'd be dead. You know, or he'd be shot in the head. And remember, he wasn't shot anywhere, you know, in his head or any of that. He shot himself in the leg, so that's also odd. The driver's door was open and there appeared to be suspected blood on the inside of the driver's door panel. There appeared to be suspected blood on the footstep up to the truck, driver's side floorboard, driver's seat, and steering wheel. There also appeared to be suspected blood in the sand just outside of the driver's door. Just outside of the driver's door, there also appeared to be drag marks in the sand, and these drag marks appeared to be spaced out. There were multiple tire tracks, including a bicycle track in the sand leading from the passenger side of where the vehicle was parked. On the truck bed, there was a destroyed cell phone left at the location. The destroyed cell phone was nearly cut in half because of how badly it was damaged. I would later learn the cell phone belonged to the suspect based on the description later provided by the suspect's parents. I then proceeded to speak with the suspect's mother, reportee Anna Speight. The following is a summary of my audio recorded interview. The reportee advised the suspect was homeschooled but was dual enrolled through the College of Central Florida. The suspect has an agricultural class which he attends on Thursdays. The reportee asked the suspect over the phone if he could obtain milk on his way home from school today. On September 25th, 2025, at approximately 15:13 hours, the reportee spoke with the suspect, who advised he did purchase the milk as he was on his way home. The suspect normally travels westbound on Highway 484 to go home to their address in Citrus Springs, Florida. The reportee advised at approximately 16:06 hours she received a text message within a group chat to her, Mr. Darren Speight, her husband, and their juvenile son, Carson Speight. I observed the text message, which read specifically, "I need help being shot at. 4 Hispanics armed, white van, 1 driver. I'm hit." The reportee stated the last time she saw the suspect was last night before bed. She advised she left her residence at approximately 0800 hours today and would have left before the suspect left for his class this morning. She explained the suspect is supposed to be at class at 10:30 hours. The reportee advised the text was out of character for the suspect and further advised he was a good kid. She had no information on the possible Hispanic suspects mentioned within the text message. The reportee showed me on her cell phone that she had the suspect within Life 360, an application that she utilizes to track her son. She had no knowledge of any friends the suspect would be hanging out with in Marion County. She did not have a description of what he was wearing, but knew if he was going to his agricultural class, he would possibly be wearing a hat, t-shirt, jeans, and boots, or his Hey Dude shoes. The reportee contacted her younger son, Carson Speight, over the phone, who confirmed the suspect was wearing his Hey Dude shoes because his boots were at their home. I then proceeded to speak with Mr. Speight. The following is a summary of the audio recorded interview. I learned from Mr. Speight that the truck driven by the suspect to school was registered to him. He provided signed consent for law enforcement to search his vehicle to aid in this investigation, which was later turned into evidence. Mr. Speight advised the suspect does normally text within the group chat and that he received the same text at 16:06 hours. Mr. Speight advised he called the suspect at approximately 15:41 hours to ask him about a test he took today, and everything sounded normal. Mr. Speight advised there was an argument that ensued at a rodeo last Sunday, September 21st, 2025, with a separate family, but there was no physical fight. Mr. Speight did not know who could have been responsible for this potential kidnapping. Mr. Speight stated the suspect had friends within the area where they live, but was unaware of anyone who he knew in Marion County. Deputies had already reached out to all surrounding hospitals to see if the suspect may have gone to an emergency room due to his alleged injury, but there were no reports of the suspect on any surrounding hospital. I conducted a brief online law enforcement search of the suspect, which did not reveal any recent law enforcement contact or any reported runaway incidents. A search for the suspect near the vehicle was completed, assisted by Marion County Sheriff's Office, MCSO, K9, and Air 1. However, due to the suspect not being located at that time, it was probable the suspect may have been kidnapped. The reportee advised within the vehicle was the suspect's laptop he utilizes for school, which may be in his backpack. After obtaining the laptop from the vehicle, due to the extrinsic circumstances, I had the reportee access the laptop to see his recent searches or who he was speaking with last. However, there was nothing in the laptop at that time which provided additional leads about this incident. The laptop provided information regarding his agricultural class and who his teacher was, which was later passed to detectives to confirm he went to class. Based on the physical evidence observed at the scene, the information provided by the suspect's parents, and the suspect not being located at that time, this incident met the criteria of an Amber Alert. Detective Miller assisted with reporting this to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, FDLE, to administer the Amber Alert. I'm thinking that he was not that smart to know that this would trigger an Amber Alert. What do you guys think about that? I don't think he thought it would trigger an Amber Alert. Multiple agencies were involved to assist in reference to this incident. The Florida Bureau of Investigations, FBI, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, FDLE, and Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation, FWC. MCSO deployed aviation, canine, and field force to continue to assist in locating the suspect. Forensic evidence technicians responded to the crime scene to assist. The reportee verbally consented and voluntarily gave up her phone to me for her cell phone to be extracted by MCSO to aid in this investigation. Through this extraction, we were able to get a complete timeline of where the suspect went through Life 360. The following is a timeline associated with Life 360, which appeared to be an accurate pattern of life for the suspect on September 25th, 2025. This timeline was provided to me after it was compiled by the MCSO Intel unit. The suspect is at his home, located at 3000 West Gancho Drive, Citrus Springs, Florida, from 2015 hours on September 24th, 2025 to September 25th, 2025 at 0910 hours. On September 25th, 2025 at 010 hours, the suspect has a 14-minute drive from home to Walmart located at 9570 Southwest Highway 200, Ocala, Florida. The suspect is at this location for approximately 29 minutes until 0940 hours. At 0940 hours to 0959 hours, he is near Walmart for approximately 19 minutes. At approximately 0959 hours to 1022 hours, the suspect has a 12-minute drive from Walmart to where he has his agricultural class, located at the College of Central Florida, Vintage Farm Campus, 4056 Southeast 3rd Avenue, Ocala, Florida, where it appears he enters the parking lot. I would later learn detectives confirmed with the school staff that the suspect did attend his agricultural class. The suspect appears to remain at the College of Central Florida Vintage Farm Campus until 1417 hours. The suspect then has a 4-minute drive from the Vintage Farm Campus to Dick's Sporting Goods, located at 4414 Southwest College Road, Suite 1800, Ocala, Florida. At 1434 hours, the suspect then has an 8-minute drive from Dick's Sporting Goods to Walmart, located at 2600 Southwest 19th Avenue Road, Ocala, Florida. The suspect remains near this area for approximately 26 minutes. From 1513 to 1543 hours, the suspect takes a drive from Walmart on Southwest 19th Avenue Road, then turns on Southwest 24th Avenue, which turns into Southwest 34th Street, turns left onto Southwest 27th Avenue, turns right on Southwest 42nd Street, turns left onto Southwest College Road, which is Highway 200, and then turns right on Southwest Highway 484. The route ends at Southwest Highway 484 and Southwest 128th Avenue, where Mr. Speight's vehicle was located. Based on this timeline, detectives began to respond to the locations of where the suspect went, according to Life 360, tracked by his mother, their reportee. I would later be informed Citrus County Sheriff's Office had responded to the suspect's home to check if he was there, and he was not. Also, I don't think he thought about the Life 360 tracking. What do you guys think about that? I don't think he thought about that either. Eyewitness John Klein stopped outside of the crime scene and requested to speak with a detective about this incident. The following is a summary of the audio recorded interview with him. The eyewitness lives on Southwest 128th Avenue and advised he came home from work on his motorcycle, eastbound on Highway 484, and then left onto Southwest 128th Avenue between 1610 hours and 1615 hours. The eyewitness explained there is a clock on his motorcycle, which is why he remembered the time. When the eyewitness turned left onto Southwest 128th Avenue, he observed a young, skinny white male wearing a baseball hat and sunglasses matching the description of the suspect, standing next to the driver's side of the same vehicle, which is a truck, that was within the crime scene. The eyewitness further described seeing a bicycle lying on the ground on the passenger side of the vehicle. This corroborates with what appeared to be bicycle tracks on the passenger side of the vehicle. Due to the time when the eyewitness remembered turning left onto Southwest 128th Avenue, his observation would have happened after the suspect sent the text to his family at 16:06 hours. The eyewitness observed the Amber Alert on my agency-issued phone and advised it appeared to be the person he saw near the vehicle earlier. The eyewitness further advised when he turned left onto Southwest 128th Avenue, there was not a lot of traffic, and all the way to his home headed north on Southwest 128th Avenue, he did not observe any other vehicles other than the vehicle within the crime scene. The eyewitness explained it appeared the person was alone and he did not appear to be in trouble. I would later learn from Detective Peterson that from the Grandview Church, located at 12401 Southwest Highway 484 in Denellen, Florida, the vehicle the suspect was driving appears to drive by at approximately 15:38 hours. The Grandview Church is approximately half a mile away from where the vehicle was parked and is approximately a 1-minute drive away. There appears to be no white van in front of the vehicle or behind the vehicle from the video surveillance. Furthermore, there does not appear to be any white van heading westbound or eastbound, which would have made it to where the suspect parked his vehicle when he sent the text message at 16:06 hours. I would later learn, after other detectives assisted with tracing where the suspect went from Life 360, it appears the suspect made purchases at Walmart on Southwest 19th Avenue Road. When detectives responded to this Walmart, they learned of a receipt at 15:07 hours. From the receipt, the suspect appears to purchase a Huffy 29-inch Rock Creek mountain bike, a green sleeping bag, a red-gray in color Ozark Trail one-person hiker tent, an Ozark Trail hiking backpack, and a pillow. The suspect used approximately $400 in cash to purchase all the items, with a total cost of $343.98 with sales tax. So I guess he planned on just riding somewhere and just camping? Now knowing of the Walmart purchases and looking back at the video surveillance from the Grandview Church, it appeared there was a bicycle on the truck bed of the vehicle driven by the suspect. At this point, based on the new evidence obtained, and an eyewitness observing the possible suspect, the report of 4 Hispanic males in a white van was unfounded. Furthermore, it appeared the suspect was obtaining camping gear in order to set up a bivouac away from the crime scene. I observed the shell casing found in front of the vehicle was Federal brand, 45 caliber auto. I then asked Mr. Speight, who was still outside of the crime scene, if he owned any 45 caliber handguns. Mr. Speight advised he did own 2. I then requested him to check his home to confirm his firearms were accounted for. I would later learn from Mr. Speight that one of his handguns was missing, his black and green colored high-point 45 caliber handgun. Outside of the crime scene tape in the woods, I observed a white and green color Huffy mountain bike tag, which had a wheel size 29 inches upon it. From Walmart video surveillance, it appears this is the same tag upon the front tire spoke of the bicycle purchased by the suspect. Next to this tag was a red in color medium Columbia underwear, which appeared to have multiple stains upon it. I would later learn this brand of underwear is worn by the suspect, per the reportee. See, everything he thought he had covered, man, he didn't do a lot of thinking, did he? He really didn't. Just outside the crime scene tape near the vehicle was a Gatorade bottle. Upon closer inspection, it appeared to be Glacier Cherry brand, which is a white and cloudy colored liquid. However, within the Gatorade bottle, it appeared to have red liquid. After looking at the red liquid inside, it appeared to be suspected blood. Therefore, the suspect possibly used this Gatorade bottle to spread blood on the driver's side of the vehicle and just outside of the driver's door in the sand. On September 26, 2025, a laboratory test was completed on the suspected blood within the vehicle and within the Gatorade bottle, which confirmed it was human blood. Furthermore, a laboratory test also confirmed the suspected blood in the vehicle matches the suspected blood within the Gatorade bottle. Due to the suspect not being located, the vehicle at the crime scene was transported to MCSO Evidence Bay for additional searching and processing. On September 26, 2025, I was contacted by Mr. Speight over the phone. He advised he had driven to MCSO to obtain his wife's cell phone. I then met with Mr. Speight and returned his wife's cell phone to him. I requested to meet with the reportee and Mr. Speight to search the suspect's room at their residence in order to assist with locating him, which Mr. Speight verbally consented to. I further requested Mr. Speight to provide a fired shell casing in reference to the firearm he had missing, which he verbally agreed to do. Sergeant Lytle and I then traveled to the Speight residence located at 3000 West Goncho Drive, Citrus Springs, Florida, and spoke with Mr. Speight, the reportee, and their juvenile son, Caden Speight. Walking up to the location, Mr. Speight provided one spent shell casing from which he advised was from firing his missing handgun. When I collected the spent shell casing from Mr. Speight, it appeared to be the same brand as the shell casing found in the front of the vehicle at the crime scene. Federal brand, .45 caliber. Mr. Speight advised his firearm was definitely missing to include the box it was in. Mr. Speight would later advise it was inside a separate vehicle on his property. I recorded my conversation with the family inside their residence. The following is a summary of my conversation with the suspect's family. The reportee advised it did not observe any recent transactions from the suspect's debit card, which he would have had on him. She advised the suspect took approximately $1,408 in cash from his room. She advised she observed the suspect's money would have been taken out of his safe within his room. Caden Speight advised the suspect had recently taken money out, counted it, and advised he was going to put it in his shoe. Therefore, the suspect would have had cash on him in order to make the purchases at Walmart. The family was informed that we would be scaling back from the initial Amber Alert due to the suspect purchasing some camping equipment and a bicycle. Mr. Speight advised on Monday, September 20th, 2025, he found out the suspect was allegedly going to get into a fight, which he confronted him about. He stated he did get onto him about this, however, the suspect denied threatening anyone with violence. It was requested for law enforcement to continue to search in Mr. Speight's vehicle in an attempt to obtain additional evidence. The reportee stated we could do whatever we needed with the vehicle, with Mr. Speight present, who also agreed. The reportee stated everything the suspect loved was left within their home. She stated based on the new information about what the suspect had purchased from Walmart, the suspect had planned this incident. Caden Speight advised a couple of months ago the suspect stated he wanted to run away. However, there was nothing recent from the suspect stating he wanted to run away. The reportee advised there were no recent signs he wanted to run away, and there were no signs of him being upset. So the family was definitely very helpful at the beginning. And it sounds like his brother, because siblings always know. Siblings know stuff. Caden Speight advised there was a recent female he was speaking with via social media. The reportee advised she knew a password, which could be the same password used for his social media accounts, to include TikTok, Facebook, and Snapchat. After logging into the suspect's Snapchat and TikTok with the family present on his laptop, which was within the vehicle, there did not appear to be anything recently posted. The suspect's family advised when looking at his laptop, they observed web searches within ChatGPT. The suspect's family showed me a specific search of cartel location assistance refusal. The suspect's family was unsure why he searched for this. Yeah, that's not really a usual search. From the video surveillance pictures at Walmart posted online from the MCSO Facebook account, the reportee stated she recognized the person in the pictures as the suspect. She specifically recognized his brown shirt and his Hey Dude shoes. Furthermore, the suspect's family recognized his outfit and advised he would have been wearing a red dirt hat and red sunglasses. Your family can spot you in surveillance. Yeah. He didn't do a very good job of hiding his identity there. After speaking with the suspect's family, they verbally agreed to provide the laptop, which was initially located within the vehicle, to us in order for it to be extracted to help locate the suspect. Ultimately, the laptop was not extracted, but digital forensic technician Haynes would later inform me of searches completed within ChatGPT on the suspect's account, which had his first name as the account name in the bottom left corner. The suspect searched how to take blood out of myself for medical purposes without it hurting, What's the best route to get to Montero, where the Gulf cartels are? And where is the main cartel station in Mexico right now? Yeah, those are not normal searches. On September 26, 2025, the suspect was located due to a call for service, which came in at 727 West Noble Avenue, Williston, Florida. I later was able to observe Williston Police Department Officer Godkin's body camera. From his body camera, upon approaching the suspect spontaneously utters his father's firearm is in the bag within arm's reach of him. I would later learn this bag within arm's reach is the same Ozark Trail hiking backpack he purchased at Walmart. The suspect continued he was on his way home from school yesterday and that a white van pulled up next to him, which caused him to pull off onto a side road off of 280th Street. Yeah. Officers observed the suspect had what appeared to be a gunshot wound on his right leg. When asked when he was shot, the suspect stated it occurred about 30 minutes ago and right before they dumped him. Near the suspect in the tall grass was a bicycle. I would later learn this is the same Huffy bicycle the suspect purchased from Walmart. So he's still trying to do this whole hoax ruse when they locate him. The suspect advised the bicycle was not his and that it was dumped off with him. Yeah. The suspect was asked if he purchased the bicycle from Walmart, which he denied. The suspect stated the driver of the van was also kidnapped and described the driver as a middle-aged black man who said his name was Charlie and was not told a last name. You know what, Caden, I gotta tell you, whether or not you meant this to come off as as racist, it sure does. With the Hispanics and now a black man is driving. Yeah, it doesn't look good for you, dude. Again, the suspect would spontaneously utter, "They dumped me, shot me, and left." The suspect would continue to state they used him last night and wanted him to fight. When asked what gun the suspect was shot with, he confirmed it was his father's firearm in the Ozark Trail backpack, which he then stated he did not even know where the Ozark Trail backpack came from. Oh, the lies, the lies, the lies. I would later learn the suspect was also found with approximately $1,120, corroborating the large amount of cash taken from his room. Ultimately, the suspect was transported to Shands Hospital in Gainesville, Florida. I would later learn Detective Killian with the Levy County Sheriff's Office met with witness Wesley Joyner Jr. Witness Joyner is an employee at the Winn-Dixie, located at 727 West Noble Avenue, Williston, Florida, adjacent to an Advanced Auto Parts at the same location. Witness Joyner advised he briefly spoke with the suspect, who proceeded to the clothing donation box in the parking lot, placing a large red article in the box, and then proceeded to the Advanced Auto Parts. Detective Killian would also speak with witness Thomas Skydonsky. I am not going to really try that one any further. An employee with the Advanced Auto Parts adjacent to the Winn-Dixie. Witness Thomas would advise an individual attempted to sell a black bicycle bearing a silver logo, which he would decline. Who wants to buy a Walmart Huffy bike? Yeah. After the encounter with the suspect, he observed a social media post depicting the suspect and recognized him as the individual attempting to sell the bicycle. Based on witness statements and possible evidence within the clothing donation box, the clothing donation box was opened by Levy County Fire Rescue at the request of the Williston Police Department. Ultimately, the items within the clothing donation box were confirmed to be the tent and sleeping bag the suspect purchased from Walmart. It's like the more and more, he talks and the more they see his actions, it just gets worse. On September 26, 2025, Detective Miller and I then traveled to UF Health Shands Hospital, located at 1600 Southwest Archer Road, Gainesville, Florida. Upon arrival, I observed the suspect in the hospital bed and his parents nearby. The suspect did not appear to have an injury on his upper torso or on his face, further corroborating his text about being hit was false. Mr. Speight stated the suspect had no other injury other than the injury upon his right leg. Mr. Speight stated the injury will require surgery because his right femur bone had been shattered. Well, I think he caused himself a lot of pain, but it's kind of hard to feel sorry for him, though, isn't it? Mr. Speight advised he is obtaining an attorney for the suspect and requested we not speak with the suspect. Yeah. However, Mr. Speight agreed and signed consent to obtain DNA from the suspect. Detective Miller retrieved the buccal swab's DNA from the suspect. Mr. Speight and the reportee had no additional information to provide to law enforcement about this incident. Well, you gotta figure this is the point when mom and dad realized their son had truly screwed up and lied. So they're, as parents, I do understand that, but you know, it's the truth. The truth came out, and he has to answer for it. On September 29th, 2025, I learned from firearms investigator Wiles that Mr. Speight's firearm, a green and black colored High Point model JH, bearing serial number redacted, matched the shell casing found near the suspect when he was located, matched to the shell casing found in front of the vehicle within the crime scene, and matched to the shell casing provided by Mr. Speight. Therefore, it is probable the suspect shot the vehicle within the crime scene and later shot himself just prior to being located by law enforcement. Yeah, I guess he figured, well, I better have a gunshot injury on me when they find me. On September 30th, 2025, I learned from forensic DNA technician Paxton that the suspected blood found within the Gatorade bottle matched to the suspect's DNA, which was collected by Detective Miller. Therefore, it is probable the suspect utilized the Gatorade bottle with his own blood to create a fake crime scene and make it appear he was shot. Based on the above-mentioned facts, the suspect unlawfully possessed his father's firearm as a juvenile, discharged it into his father's vehicle, fabricated evidence to suggest a crime occurred, and willfully sent his family false information by text message, thereby causing that misinformation to be conveyed to law enforcement. Yeah. He's really a dumb idiot. Yeah. And of course, that's his signing and everything, so I don't know what else they found out at this point, but that to me is enough for this entire situation to obviously have gotten him arrested, which he did, and he's in deep doo doo. He's in deep doo doo. So I don't know what the next steps are for Caden. Obviously, he's gonna be seen by a judge. I don't know when. I haven't been able to locate that information as of yet, but I'm sure it'll come out as in the near future. But again, this kid, I guess he thought he was smart, but he's really not. But I mean, I still don't understand why he did it. I mean, yeah, he claimed to his brother and such weeks before that he wanted to run away, and yeah, I guess I had some sort of a fight with somebody. But it sounds like he was a pretty good, decent kid. Okay? And his parents, they were obviously shocked by this entire situation. And, and them getting an attorney and not speaking after they let him get law enforcement get DNA. I do get that. But at the same time, mom and dad needed to make sure, he's got to talk. He's got to, tell them what happened. So, but I do see mom and dad's side as far as getting him an attorney, because that's probably the smartest thing they could have done for him once they realized their son was a big fat liar. But again, I don't know what his motive was. I don't know if we're ever going to know what Caden's motive was. I don't think he thought it would become as big as it did. Or maybe he did. Maybe he wanted the attention. I am curious, if he is going to speak out at some point. But this may be one of those ones where we don't know much, and the judge gives him, I don't think prison time necessarily for him. I don't know. I guess some prison time would be okay, but again, like I said before, I think he should do some community service and give back to the community, as well as, work-wise, and financially because of everything that, everything that was done to try to locate his sorry butt. So we shall see what comes of this, and I am going to continue to follow it until we see what's going to happen to Caden. All right, guys, that's all I've got for this one. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and most of all, stay safe.